If we are here, we owe this to the being somebody and being in a place, to Mr. Miguel Angel Moratinos, so that I will make him be here, so that we feel human beings being together, and thanks to Miguel Angel, because without him, this project wouldn't exist.
Buen día.
Good morning.
Buenos días. Mil gracias.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to share with all of you this wonderful moment, these communion Trobades in the Mediterranean for 3 days. And with of course, as it wouldn't be otherwise, thank you so much for those who've made this amazing dream a reality. A heartfelt thank you to Lady Mayress, to all the team at the town hall of here in San Luis, Sandra Bonac, Carlos, and all their team. Big round of applause to all of them. And thank you to our interpreters who have helped us understand each other. Thank you to the whole organizers, and thank you to you, beloved audience, being so loyal, accompanying us every year to San Luis in Minorca to share this magic together. Thank you for your loyalty to this initiative. Yesterday, it was an intense day, and we arrived a little bit late to our hotel. I went to bed, and I travel often, I sleep not very well, but last night I did sleep well, and I dreamt. And my dream began by seeing myself as a siren getting out of the water in the King's Island. And then I was around and I was visiting Minorca through the photographies, that hidden paradise and beautiful, this island of Minorca, thanks to our wonderful photographer friend. And then I almost went out dancing to the stage with our beautiful and wonderful Moroccan singer who made us feel with the Mediterranean North African music. And suddenly I was listening to a serious debate by a psychologist, a professor, some academics, some critical voices on culture. And then I told myself, wow, I am a journalist. I can ask every single question I want in total freedom. What an envy. And then I was taken to the cosmos by an astrophysicist who told me that he was discovering new galaxies and how vulnerable and minuscule Mother Earth is. And then I felt some sort of ease or awakening, because when we landed from that aerospatial journey, I was an Argentinian Palestinian facing horror, tragedy, drama of migration, exile, and this Palestine that hurts and destroys us all, that we have been pushing and pushing constantly so that we lose our humanity. And then I slept again. And when I woke up later, we were submerged in the profound abyss of the oceans. We tried to listen to the noises and music and the water, and we discovered that there is a myriad of plants and sea animals, and then music. I found myself singing to Menorcan melodies. What a great pleasure. Then suddenly I woke up and I asked myself, who are you, Miguel Angel Moratinos? And I was aware that I was a simple, modest, and frustrated Spanish politician. That who, when he was a young man, was involved in politics, who held high dreams and the will to transform life at a small level, at the regional, national, and then international level. Like Camus, I felt the Sisyphus of peace. Every time I traveled to Palestine, I pushed the rock to find a solution, and then always something happened. So the rock fell down again the hill. A frustrated, simple politician, because I understood the complexity of the world. Yes, the complex ways of thinking, like Camus. I knew that it was not easy, but my commitment to improve this world was always alive because I understood that life, as the astrophysicist said, does not belong to Western countries. It does not belong to Europe. We are not even a planet. We're not even a galaxy. We are plenty. Imagine in planet Earth still willing to impose lessons, as we heard this morning, always being the arrogant, egocentric, Eurocentric ones giving lessons to the rest of the world. I felt encouraged thinking there are still opportunities. This is why we are forging the alliance of civilizations, that everybody thinks, look at this silly idea. That humble politician who woke up yesterday after understanding that there are horrors happening everywhere and confirming that we need to stop war and instaurate peace and using the right words and the right language. Now that militarism, enthusiasm to rearm and to say, well, Vix pacem para bellum, if you want peace, prepare war. And I say, no, 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 no. If you want peace, use verbs. The verbs that these artists, that Revenos have told us, yes, diplomacy makes sense. That frustrated politician, when he woke up this morning, by confirming his status, he felt at ease. He felt enlightened. He felt accompanied by all those wonderful dreams that he witnessed. And after what he's experienced for the last 3 days, he understood that on his own, he wouldn't be able to keep pushing the rock uphill to reach peace. We need each other, each and one of us, as Camus said. We do what we must do. The artist to create, the journalist to criticize or denounce, the philosopher to think, the scientist to imagine, and the politician to try to inject courage in a lost society. So Sandra Monag told us in the Island of the King that we should practice, or at least modify, reimagine, rebuild, or redesign the concept of
¿Cómo hemos
fraternity.
hecho?
Well,
¿Cómo
we've
hemos
done
hecho
so.
todos juntos
We have
durante estos
achieved
3 días?
to do so
Y
during
como
these 3 days
político
together.
que nos
And
gusta
as a politician,
buscar
we love
conceptos,
to coin
ideas
terms,
que nos unicen
ideas,
y que nos ayudan
mobilizing us,
y que nos
helping
ayuden
us,
a construir un mundo
or
mejor,
that
una realidad
may
mejor.
help us build a
Tenemos un
better
sermón
world.
patriótico
We
republicano
have
francés,
the important
liberté,
French
égalité,
3 words:
etc.
liberté, fraternité, freedom,
¿Por qué
fraternity.
ese sueño
And
de
why
la
this
Revolución Francesa
dream
nos ha
of the
alcanzado?
French Revolution
¿Por
has
qué la
struck
libertad
us? Why
no ha sido
liberty
plena?
has
¿Por
not
qué la
been
igualdad
fully lived?
no se
Why
logra?
equality
Porque no han
cannot be
sabido
achieved?
utilizar la
Because
fraternidad
they have not been able to
como
use
punto de enlace
fraternity as the
entre la libertad y la
linking
igualdad.
point
Decía el
between
Papa Francisco
equality
hace
and
2 años,
freedom. Pope
y
Francis
cito de
said a couple
memoria,
of years ago, and I
y
quote
guardé
by
esa
heart,
cita para
and I
precisamente
kept it
compartirla
precisely
con ustedes.
to share it with
Cuando
you here
Sandra Monarch
today.
escogió
When
el
Sandra
tema de
Monarch
fraternidad,
chose
el
the
Papa
topic
Francisco decía,
fraternity, Pope Francis
la
said,
igualdad es el
equality
fruto de
is
la
the
conciencia de
fruit
la cultura
of
de
being
la
aware of
fraternidad.
the culture of fraternity.
Y no habrá libertad
And there shall
si
not
no hay
be
fraternidad.
freedom if
Y si
there is
la
no
hay y no hay
fraternity.
fraternidad, la
And
libertad estará vacía y
liberty
será
will
egoísta.
be empty and it will be
Palabras del Papa
selfish
Francisco,
without
que
fraternity. These
trasladó
are
en un
words
documento, La
by Pope
Fraterna Humana,
Francis.
un
He
intento
wrote it
de
in
vivir y
the
entender al
document
otro,
Human
como decía mi
Fraternity as
madre
a
Rada,
trial with
eh,
the great
Tayyip
Imam,
Ahmed.
Imam
Esto es lo que
Tayyip
nos hemos
Ahmed.
dado
This
como
is what we have
experiencia todos nosotros
given each
durante
other
estos
as
3 días.
experience during these three
Hemos
days.
sabido
We have
entender la fraternidad,
known how to
hemos
understand
tratado de eliminar el
fraternity. We have
colonialismo,
tried to
las
eliminate colonialism,
discriminaciones y de
discrimination,
la aplicación total y plena de la
not
fraternidad.
allowing us
Pero
to
sobre todo lo que
fully
hemos hecho estos
embrace
3 días
fraternity. And above
es
all, what we
vivir
have
la
managed
fraternidad,
these 3 days is
practicar la
to
fraternidad.
embody, to
Y
practice,
eso
to
es lo que da
live and
fuerza.
understand fraternity.
Ahora
And this
podré
is what
coger de
sheds
nuevo mi
strength
bastón
upon
de
us. Now
peregrino
I will be
y
able
podré
to hold
recorrer el
back my
mundo
stick as a
trasladando mi ansia de
pilgrim
paz.
to walk
Y les
around the
aseguro
world,
que voy a
sharing
volver a
my
partir
will
de
for
mañana
peace.
con
And I
más
promise
fuerza, con más
tomorrow I'll
ganas.
come back
Yo que
again
les
with even more
pediría
strength.
que
And
cada
what
uno de
I would
nosotros
kindly ask you is that
seamos
each and one
capaces
of us
de que
be
no
capable
nos quedemos
of
en estos
not
3 días,
remaining only in
estos tres
these
días que
three
nos decía la presidenta que
days,
son
as
los
the
aceptamos por
Palestine
hospitalidad. No, 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 los
architect
3 días
said,
no.
Sandy, that
Tenemos que
are
volvernos con el
the
compromiso
ones
de
for
esta
the
comunidad, de esta
guests to
familia,
stay in your
de
home.
este
We gotta
espíritu
be back here
fraternal
with a
que hemos
commitment
vivido, hemos
towards
sentido,
this
hemos
fraternal
nos
feeling
hemos
that we've
comprometido a defenderlo.
experienced. We have committed
Que sea
ourselves to
nuestro guía.
defend it, and we
Les
want it to
aseguro,
be
somos
our
más que
northern star. We are
más de los que no quieren que haya
far
fraternidad, más de los que
outnumbering
no quieren que
them
haya paz,
of
más de los que
those
no
who
quieren
don't
que
want
haya
fraternity, who don't
igualdad y
want peace,
libertad
who
en el
don't
mundo, que
want
haya alegría.
freedom and
Somos más.
equality and joy.
No
We
sabemos
are
cómo
far
movilizarnos
more,
conjuntamente,
but we
colectivamente.
don't know how to
Y lo que
mobilize
tenemos que hacer es
collectively.
volver
And what we gotta
a
do
partir de mañana
is
a
to
recuperar
come
esa
back again
voluntad, esos
and
principios,
recover
esos
these
valores
principles, these
para
values, this
juntos
will to together
ensayar o tratar
try
de seguir el
to keep
mensaje que
following
repito cada año,
the message. I
siempre
repeat
en
it
las conclusiones
every year
de
in the
Trobades
conclusions
Camusianas.
of these Camusian
Cuando recibió el premio
Trovadas.
de
When
literatura, el Nobel de
he was
Literatura,
granted the
Albert Camus,
Literature Nobel
en su
Prize,
intervención dijo
Camus, in his
ese
speech,
párrafo famoso:
said the
todas las
famous paragraph,
generaciones
all
nacen
generations
convencidas
are
de que
born
tienen
fully
como deber
convinced
cambiar el
that
mundo.
they
La mía
should
no lo
change
tendrá,
the
pero tendré
world.
una
But
tarea más
I will
importante:
have one, but I'll
que el
have
mundo no
yet
se
a bigger
deshaga.
task. The world not to
Pues no
collapse.
se tiene que deshacer,
And
no
it
se va a
should
deshacer
not collapse.
si
It is
todos
not going to
cumplimos con
happen
nuestro
if we
deber.
all
Vivan las
do our
jornadas
duty.
camusianas. Muchísimas
Long life
gracias
to
y
the
bienvenidos
communion
de
through
nuevo
others.
a
Thank you very
Menorca y a San
much and
Luis.
welcome again to Minorca and San Luis.